rebuild. This has been a blast for me. I hope that we don't bring in a ton of subscribers here, and that's okay. This is just for fun. But if you do watch this, I just want you to know that I do appreciate it. I'm having fun sharing it, so I hope you guys are having fun enjoying it. Now that we got the, so I can monitor the chat. All right. So where are we at? Well, disappointing. Disappointment, I think, is what I would say is where we're at. We finished the season one game away from making the playoffs. It was pretty similar situation to last year. We barely snuck in. We got hot at the end of the year, and then we had a brutal but very fun and long road to a World Series win. This year, we missed it by a game. We tried to make some moves, before the trade deadline, and so we got Roman Anthony, top prospect in the MLB in real life right now, actually just came up and hit his first home run. In the game, he has a potential. He should be good, but he was really bad. We traded for him, and he managed to hit 178. 178. 270 slug despite hitting 6 home runs. So just all around, not good. Not good. Negative WAR player. Defensively was good. The defensive ratings are there. So in that regard, he was good. But the fact that he was a negative WAR player, bringing him in actually may have cost, awards and stats and everything. So if you want to go kind of get the recap, watch the end, like the last 15, 20 minutes of the last stream where I kind of go through everything. Don't want to necessarily rehash it all here, but that was a big move. And then Stone Garrett was floundering. We needed to make a move, so we actually went out and traded him, as well as one of our minor league outfielders and a pitcher, and brought in these two, Joey Loperfido and Justin Henry Malloy. Both saw some major league time this year. Loperfido was pretty good, hit 241, slugged around 4 OPS. Not great, a little low, but he was better than Stone Garrett, which was the goal. And then Malloy came in as well, more of a power bat, hit 258. He had more of a limited appearance because we only started him as a DH versus lefties, but he slugged 400. He hit 258. So, one of these guys is very likely to be an everyday player next year. Hopefully, Roman Anthony will take a step forward. We'll probably start him in the minors. He has one more option left, so we'll probably start him in AAA at the beginning of the year. We have John Means, who is regressing due to age. Pitched reasonably well, but his worst season by far since his rookie campaign, and ended the year injured. He's going to be gone. Unfortunately, he was great for us. We were happy to have him. He basically carried our asses through the playoffs and into the World Series. And even, I would say, was a big contributor to winning a World Series. So, we appreciate his service, but he is old. He is regressing. And at some point, you have to part ways with players. Same with Garrett Hampson. He was a big part of our success over the last couple years. Actually hit fairly well this year, but one of the big aspects of his game is defense, and at 34, he is rapidly declining. He's still a very good defensive player, but I still don't think it's worth bringing him back even on a one-year deal, especially, when we could potentially save $20 million. So just these two players combined, $45 million. Add that to this $34 million we have, and just right there, we have $70 million that we could use to sign a big name. I don't know what names will be available. We might, go through free agency and then try to make a trade. But one way or another, I feel like we really need to get a difference maker because as it stands, unfortunately, and I promise we will get to the offseason, Jazz, his big strength is hitting righties, and he didn't do that. He hit 261, which is not bad, but slugging 469. He had, 14 less homers than last year. he struck out more. He walked the same. Less RBIs. It just wasn't as good of a season. And when you're one of our highest paid players, you got to be the superstar, and he just wasn't. And kind of the same thing with Tristan Casas. He was our big free agent signing last year, and he really struggled at the plate. Hit under 250. Hit 16 less homers than last year. The fewest homers he's hit since 2025. We thought we were getting a guy like really hitting his prime, and he slumped this year. It didn't help that he was injured for like 2 months, but it's just bad. Kyle Teal, was a bright spot. He won World Series MVP, followed that up in 2029 with an All-Star appearance. He just continues to take a step forward. We're already, we still have 3 years of team control with arbitration, but we may look to just sign him to a big contract now because he's trending towards being one of or the best catcher in the league. So we definitely want to lock that down. With all that said, I think it's time to get the offseason started. Let's go ahead. Sim through the month of October. The Brewers have defeated the Angels in the 2029 World Series. The Angels. Okay. So Mike Trout couldn't get them a World Series win, but the year after he leaves. Oh, but Milwaukee wins. Okay, well, at least they got to the playoffs, I guess. Then they get swept by Milwaukee. All right. Who else was in there? The Reds, the Braves, the Dodgers. Giants, Mets. Interesting. Okay. Giants making a big trade, trading Rafael Devers in real life. Big move for them. The face of their franchise is now gone. And then in the AL, we had as last year, except for instead of Boston, it was us. So, bummer. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the offseason. We need to hire a new pitching coach. We know all these. I don't foresee anyone that will be worth a qualifying offer. John Means got one last year, but Austin Gomber's gone. Who else? Robert Suarez. I think he had some good years. JT Brudebaker. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Okay. Don't know why I heard his name, apparently. Any other big names? I'm not seeing anyone. Maybe some really old guys in free agency. There's one. There's one. Short King Cheater McGee Jose Altuve is now retired at the ripe old age of 39. He finishes with a 61 overall. Total 295 home runs, over 2,700 hits, career average of 294, and a combined career WAR of 63.7. He very well might make it into the Hall of Fame. Any other big names? Christian Bethancourt, definitely not a household name, but former A and Cubby and Brave and played with a number of different teams. Obviously not a well-known name, but a guy just I happen to know. Paul Blackburn. He had an all-star appearance in 2022, so he finishes his time at 36. Sean Boyle. Is this not a real player? Chris Bryant, one of the biggest disappointments in MLB history. He's finally done at 38 years old. Connor Capel. There's definitely some names down here. Andrew Chafin. Looks like he's had a really tough time in free agency his last few years, but definitely had plenty of good years in his career. JD Davis. That's really funny. There's two Jose Devers. How strange. Okay. Brandon Drury. Yeah. Yandy Diaz. Okay, now that we're getting down here, there's a plenty of guys that we know. Jose Altuve does not make it to the Hall of Fame. He should not because he cheated to win. All right, exclusive free agents. Yeah, we already talked about it. Garrett Hampson's not coming back. Corey Julks, we're definitely not going to offer tender a qualifying offer, but he is an interesting utility piece that continues to play well off the bench. I'd be willing to sign him to a 1-year deal. I feel like $8 million's kind of steep for a bench bat. We will offer that and hope he signs. If not, that's okay. Unfortunately, like I said, John Means, thank you for your service, sir. We appreciate you. But unfortunately, your time with us has come to an end. Jimenez, 35 years old, had a down year, probably his worst year in a while. It was his worst year since 2022. He's 35. He's regressing. He will have to go, as well as Colin Pache. Oh, I don't know. He is regressing, but still that 96 hit per nine, 85 clutch still plays. He actually had his best season in like 5 years. Could we get Pache for a year for, I still even think 4.5 steep, but if he doesn't work, that's fine. But he's not regressing super fast. If we could just squeeze one more year out of him, I think that would be good, especially as a lefty out of the pen. Like when you look at Joe Jimenez, right? -4, -8, -3, -2, -4, -4 down the board. And Pache, -3 clutch, -3 control's not great, but other than that, everything else is fine. And like I said, for what? $4.5 million if he doesn't work out, he can sit in AAA. But already 2 everyday starters are going to be gone. We do need, what are we signing? A pitching coach. All right. I would love like walk per 9, hit per 9. -1 home run per 9 is not great, but +3 hit per 9 is really good. And outside of that, I don't see anything. Like, I don't want to take any hits to hit per or to walk per 9. This is not bad. +1 hit per 9, +1 walk per 9, some stamina, some break. Doesn't hurt anything. That's pretty solid. Let's see if we can get Alex Rototo, what a name, on board to bring us back to the promised land. He does. He accepts our offer as pitching coach for the next 4 years. Fantastic. Today's last day to tender a qualifying offer. Do we need to stop simulating? No, we do not. And here it is. We got a lot of stuff to do. But if you look, we have really progressed from where we came from. It's always good to see. 40-man roster. We just need to see who is Rule 5 eligible. That is not on the 40-man. Grant Taylor. He can walk despite not being bad, but there's nothing out here where I was like, I have to save this guy. Kind of the same with Wilkerman Gonzalez. We might actually just jump out and make a trade. I could honestly trade all 3 of these players and be really happy about that. J.J. Weatherholt, I could see him getting picked up. We're going to add him to the 40-man. Brady Montgomery gets on. We're only at 30 players, so Jacob Amaya, if he's gone, that's fine. That's fine. Now we're into the guys that are like in the 70 overall-ish. These are not guys that could likely start in the major league, so the chances of them getting picked up is very slim. Derek Trout. B potential, only 25 years old, and has insane walk per nine. I would actually keep him. I would actually protect him just in case. Kind of the same way with this guy. Another relief pitcher, crazy walk per nine. Oh, but he's 35. Never mind. He's 35. Never mind. All right. So that's it. That's all the players that we need to protect. We'll worry about arbitration in a bit. I really want to dive into free agency. I want to see the names. That's it. We found him. That's it. We found him. We found our boy. He's obviously not nearly as dominant as he is in real life, but this is, or maybe an Ellie De La Cruz. Either one of these guys, I think. Ooh, even Mason Miller. Hunter Green. There's so many good names in here. This is huge. Wyatt Langford. But I said I wanted to bring in a big name player. And there are some really good ones. I mean, landing Paul Skeens. We would be giving up a draft pick because a qualifying offer has been made. He had his best year of his career last year, it looks like, besides his rookie year. Why does he not simulate well? That's crazy. We're going to take a shot. So he's a righty. We want a starting pitcher. And we need a right-handed pitcher. So both of those things will add him. I mean, honestly, if we could, imagine we land the number 1 and number 2 guy. How did Ellie do last year? 268, 27 home runs, 28 stolen bases. He hits shockingly well for someone that has like really low vision. Clutch. But I think bringing in a dominant starting pitcher would be absolutely massive for us. Paul Skeens, Hunter Green. Especially because Paul Skeens is the highest rated overall and he's the youngest. We're doing it. We're going after Skeens. So what do we get? +9 per week. If we add Ellie, that's 8 per week. I mean, won an All-Star the last 2 years, Silver Slugger the last 2 years. We just let our starting shortstop go. Could we afford both these players, though? That's a question. 10 years, 32, 7 years, 40. That's $102 million. We could afford them as long as we don't sign anyone else. So we can't afford them both, but we'll put them both on the board. So we're going to add shortstop and right-handed batter. So gives them each +1% per week. We're at +8 for Skeens, +6 for Ellie. We're gonna shoot for the stars and see where we land. All right, lock-in changes. In the meantime, we need to sign some players. Iriarte kind of confuses me. Granted, 36 innings, not a huge sample size, but he should be better than this. He's still relatively young. We can renew him for $800K. That's fine. Hagen Smith, I would actually like to trade. No, not Hagen Smith. Who was the other one? We got a couple pitchers. We can renew him. We'll do that. Corey Lee as a backup is fine. I just need to get these guys under contract so I can make trades. Scotty Salas is definitely a guy I want to keep. Brian Ramos. How much to renew? 800K? Okay, that's fine. All right. So just got to get through these. Maybe do like a few and then sim a week. Check out our progress just so it's not, 5 minutes of me just hitting renew contract over and over again. Unfortunately, this is sucking up a ton of my money. Although we do have $100 million. All of this does add up. All right, we'll do a couple more. All right, let's head over to arbitration. Kyle Teal. We are certainly going to offer arbitration, but we are also going to offer him a long-term deal. He's proven to be good. He looks like he's well on his way to being one of the better players in the league. So I would like to go ahead and lock him in for a long-term deal. We're going to go 7 years. I think $12 million for what looks to be one of the best catchers in the league seems fair. Colson Montgomery's kind of a tricky one. Thought he had a big breakout year last year and then a big slump this year. 70 less at bats, sure. But all the stats are down across the board. So unfortunately, we're not going to give him a big extension. Yeah, I'm definitely not paying him that much. Okay. Cannon is the guy I want to trade. I'm not signing him for $12 million. We might. I was hoping we could get him on the cheap and then just trade him away because he's gonna have interest. But there's no way that I'm signing him to $12 million. Eder's a curious one. Like, he's been really good. He had his best year. But do we think he's worth $17 million? I'm very dubious of that. And because we're trying to bring in two giant names, I'm going to let him walk for now. Alec Thomas was not great. So depending, arbitration 2.8, that seems reasonable. He's definitely not getting 12 million. So we'll try and get him in arbitration, and then Henry Davis, 1.6 through ARB. That's fine. Yeah, if he walks, I'm sure we can find a free agent catcher. So normally we tend to sign pretty much everyone in arbitration, but I just cannot justify some of these contracts when we have some guys. But Kyle Teal, we definitely want to offer 7 years, almost $84 million. I mean, he just gets better every year, and he made huge leaps this year. He looks fantastic, so we're going to try and keep him. with that, we are going to sim to the next week and see where we're at in free agency. Rival opportunity. We heard through the grapevine that the Tigers are looking at Heliot Ramos. I mean, we do need a right fielder, maybe. He hit 273 and 30 home runs last year. What the hell? Defense lacking a little bit. How did he hit 273 with 30 home runs and not be an all-star? I guess just because he plays corner outfield, so you got like Aaron Judge and stuff to contend with. Performs well on the road, performs better in the ninth. $20 years, $5 million. No. I think we have plenty of depth now. We've made some moves. All right, so this is going to be tough. Skeens is at 36% and Ellie's at 34%. We will have an opportunity to get Paul Skeens in like 2 weeks. He'll break that 50% threshold. And we can start to offer him a contract. About the same with Ellie. Skeens is definitely the main guy we want to go for, though. Bringing in an absolutely elite pitcher. Some real true top-end talent. Which is something we do lack on our pitching staff. We have a lot of B potential guys, no A potential guys. And we've kind of gotten by with like guys that float around a 4 ERA mark. I think if we want to take the next step and be a consistent contender, we need top tier pitching. So we'll keep Paul Skeens in them. We'll do a few more contract tenders and then simulate another week. I think we'll also probably, once we suspect that like a lot of teams have made their moves, if we end up not getting Skeens or Ellie, then we may look to make a big splash via trade. But I definitely want to land one of these top 5 free agents. Like, we have the money. We need to spend it, and especially when you have generational guys like Skeens, like Ellie. These are huge names, and we should bring them in if we can. Prove to our fan base that we're not just going to roll over. This is what happened with the Rockies, right? They had a little bit of success. They signed Nolan Arenado, and then they just started having some bad years, and they just stopped trying. We're not going to do that. We missed the playoffs by 1 game, and we're going to get back there. All right, so let's sim another week. Dodgers get Mason Miller for $77.5 over 4 years. One of my favorite players for my favorite team. Had an awful year last year. 64 1/3, 7 blown saves, 5 ERA. Not ideal. That probably hurt his contract a lot, but he is going to be in a good situation playing for the Dodgers. And it's now or never. Paul Skeens, he only is at 31%. Another organization made their first contract offer. I mean, he's 27. I'll offer him 8 years. That gets us until he's 35. And we will max him out $50 million a year to Paul Skeens. That only gets us to 44%. He's coming off the best year of his career. All-star last year as well. And here we go. I don't think he's going to sign, but we are swinging for the fences. got Paul Skeens! $50 million a year is enough. We offered him over $10 million a year than what he wanted. He was not particularly interested in signing, so we did have to overspend. But did we overspend? I don't know. $400 million contract. Sock it to me. I'm signing with the White Sox. All right. 2029 offseason off to a hot start. We landed the number one free agent on the market. $402 million over 8 years for one of the most electric pitchers that we have seen in a generation. Welcome, Paul Skeens. Mason Wynn to the Guardians on a $145 million deal over 6 years. All right. So that's huge. But what does that do to our budget? We still have $49 million available. That said, we still have to go through arbitration. We still have to tender a bunch of contracts. If for some reason Ellie, I don't think we can overpay him. But next week he'll be at 45. We can offer him probably right what he's asking for, like 10 years. I don't know about 10 years, but we'll have to lowball him. But there's a chance. There is a chance we could get both Paul Skeens and Ellie De La Cruz. We will see. We'll see. We'll lock him in. Maybe no one offers him a contract for another 2 weeks. Get that contract interest up into the 60s, maybe the 70s. But we've done what we needed to do. We needed to make a big move, and holy hell, we did. We got one of the best pitchers in the league. That's exactly what we needed to do. All right. So tendering contracts, need to continue to get through these. I didn't think he was going to sign at only 40%, but apparently when you offer someone $500 million to go play, or almost $500 million to go play baseball, they're willing to do it. Who would have thought? Now that does mean we're going to have to be really frugal around Paul Skeens, and I think we have the ability to do that because we have a lot of really young talent, guys that are in arbitration for the next few years. We tend to draft and sign players that play above their ratings, especially pitchers like AKA John Means, who is one of the best pitchers in the league in his time with us. Michael Copeland. Holy hell. I mean, we do need catcher depth. This feels weird, but we're still going to sign him. Okay. There's that. So we landed Paul Skeens. Absolutely insane. We got contracts out. We don't have contracts out. We're waiting on arbitration, but I just noticed Kyle Teal has signed his long-term deal. He's gotten better every year and doubled his home run total from the year before. So he has accepted our 7-year, $12 million contract. All right, so hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us in the ass, but we have what's trending to be one of the best catchers in the league. We have one of the most dominant starting pitchers in the league, as well as a multi-year reliever of the year winner in Cade Smith. That seems really good to me. Owen White, I think, especially after losing Eder and means maybe with 72 stamina, we transition him over to a starter, which I think we will go ahead and do now. So that moves him to an 85 overall. So now we're looking at like Paul Skeens, Drew Thorpe, Owen White, Noah Schultz, probably Bryce Wilson. We also have Iriarte. Actually, Noah Schultz, maybe he pitched like just well enough. Who is the guy that annoys me? Jonathan Cannon. That's it. Jonathan Cannon needs to be traded. Edder's probably not coming back because we're not going to offer him arbitration for $11 million. But our starting pitcher actually looks pretty solid. Relievers, we're going to need some help, though. Our next highest, because Kate Smith is our actual closer. Maybe Adrian Santo comes up, but 59 hit per nine, as well as 60 clutch, really worries me. Outside of that, Gibbet, Mesa's good, but it's not great. So we'll probably need to look to sign a reliever in free agency as well. We got our starter. Let's add reliever to that mix as well. And we'll add power to the mix because that gives an extra 1% boost to Ellie. As far as relievers go, we can afford any number of these guys. Kirkerine's kind of nice. I feel like we need a lefty, though. As well as a lefty starter. I mean, I guess we have Noah Schultz. And Hagen Smith, so we're probably fine there. Relievers, though. Frazier Ellard might get a chance. He's only a 69 overall, which is not nice in this instance. As well as Jared Schuster. He looks okay, but he's 31. He's probably not going to get a ton better. So maybe we put some feelers out there on a lefty reliever. I mean, do we go all out on pitching? He only wants $10 million a year for the next 2 years. Reliever of the year the last 2 years. We could have 2 multi-year reliever of the years. I mean, why not? Why not? If we could get him, we definitely should. All right, so we're going to lock that in. We got our 40-man set, salary arbitration set. So that's it. All right, let's sim another week and see how we go. Last day to offer salary arbitration. Do not need to stop simulating. Twins get Kyle Bradish on basically $112 million deal, $28 million per year over 4. 33-year-old is going to be in our division. Okay. Wyatt Langford to the Sox. Not overly impressive numbers, but he's going to be making bank 29 plus million over the next 8 years for the 28-year-old. That seems like a bit of a stretch, but we'll see. All right. Jacob Young. Nope. All right, we can officially offer on Ellie. Bubic doesn't give a shit about us. That's disappointing. But we'll see. We get a bonus if we're the first one to offer. 10 years is just a lot for a 28-year-old. I mean, but I mean, this would be massive. We would still have $38 million after this. And we would land the top 2 free agents, him and Paul Skeens. I mean, I said we need to make a big move. I think we'll start here. It's still early. We'll get a bonus for being the first one to offer. So that puts us around 60%. So, we're offering him exactly what he wants. Hopefully he'll bite. And if not, we still have hopefully another week or 2 to work with. So let's lock it in. Let's simulate another week. Orioles get Hunter Green. So we get the number 1 pitcher free agent in Paul Skeens. The Orioles get number 2 in Hunter Green, 8-year deal for $35 million. The 30-year-old with a 3.79 ERA. That's not bad. All right, all players must have contracts tendered. We've already done that, so we do not need to stop simulating. And we got the decision. Do we get the top 2 free agents in the 2029 offseason? We do. Ellie signs 10 years, $32 million. I'm ready to take my talents to the South Side. Holy shit. I'm sorry. I try not to curse too much because I know the wee little ones like to play video games too, but holy hell. We have managed to sign Paul Skeens and Ellie De La Cruz. And you know what's crazy? We go from Garrett Hampson to Ellie De La Cruz. Excuse me. We go from Garrett Hampson, who's like 35, who we were paying $21 million a year, to Ellie De La Cruz, who's 28, who's arguably much better, for only $10 million more. Like, it's going to be hard to trade out of this contract once Ellie gets old, but we'll try and figure something out. And I don't even know what to say. I really don't even know what to say. We still have $39 million left to spend. As you can see, we got Paul Skeens for $50 million. We got Ellie De La Cruz for $32 million. Jazz is up there. I mean, Tristan Casas was probably an overspend, but that's a contract we could probably trade out of if we needed to. I mean, we got Kyle Teal locked in for the next 6 years. We got a lot of starters locked in. This is I don't even know what to say. Let's see, what do we got here? We got 5, 6, 7, 8, $9.5 million left in arbitration. So we can still spend roughly $20 million in free agency. This is going way better than I thought. And if we weren't playoff like contenders before, we 100% are now, if not World Series hopefuls. Stephanie Saunders wants to know if we want to take a look at Adrian Morejon. No. But thank you. All right, so now we'll definitely take shortstop off. Let's add reliever. We don't need either of these, but we do need a left-handed pitcher. And I guess he's considered both of these. That's fine. So we'll get an extra 1% per week up to 9%. This would cut our budget in roughly a half, but lock that in. If we go to our roster, what else do we need? We have Paul Skeens and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other 80 plus overall pitchers. That is more than enough to field a rotation. Some of these guys will probably take 7, 5 starters, 2 long relievers, and maybe just take a couple less like actual relievers. Xavier Curry had a really tough year, but he probably is going to have to come back. Marcelo Mesa pitched really well in 50 and a third. He was kind of a surprise. He'll definitely be back. Gibbet was good enough. Wait a second. Where's my boy? Where's my boy? Lucas Urseg is in here too? Oh my god, we should just go crazy and get Lucas. Absolute filthy reliever. And take him from a division rival. But anywho, Dustin May is a reliever? What? What? Came off 63 and a third with a 2.7 ERA. I mean, we're definitely going to try and get Dustin May. What the hell? Why would you let this guy just sit there? But anyway, why can I not find Pache? Oh, he's way down here. Is he just waiting? I'm so confused. He's not in arbitration. That's so weird. Okay. Well, we definitely want to get him back. Where was he at? He was like a 75 overall. Yeah, here we go. We need another lefty. He would be an absolute bargain. Really? I mean, he pitched well enough, sure. All right, so he accepts. So at least we have another lefty. That way, if Bubic doesn't sign, we still have a quality lefty out of the pen. Dustin May would be really nice. It's so bizarre to me that they have him coming out as a reliever, but okay. All right. And he's a righty. So let's add right-handed pitcher as well to get that boost. Lock that in. We're going crazy in free agency. Holy cow. Pirates get Bryce Miller. That seems like a stretch. 7 years, $30 million at 31 years old. That contract I don't think is going to age well. Do we even have a chance to move up? We have a 0.5% chance to get the number 1 overall pick. If we could at least move up to the top 10, I mean, that could be a win. Although after this free agency, I can't imagine what we could possibly need to draft for. We fall 1 spot. We pick at 17. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right, so from here on out, we're kind of cruising. We got literally the top 2 free agents in the market. Unreal. We do not need Jung-Hoo Lee, although I would love, the aura that this guy brings as well as his super fans. But we are not interested. Dustin May really wants to come play in Chicago. We might as well offer him what he's asking for, 1 year, $6.2 million. Bubich really doesn't want to come here, and I don't really know why, but maybe because he doesn't get to be the closer. I don't know. Let's sim another week and see what happens. Phillies get Justin Martinez, 28. See, it's like, why does the 28-year-old get half as much as the 31-year-old with better stats? It doesn't make any sense. So one of the most dominant closers in the league right now is going to the Phillies. It's a Rule 5 draft. Never simulate the Rule 5 draft because the CPU will make really dumb decisions on your behalf. Even though I can't imagine taking anyone here, we'll take a look. Maybe we would take a reliever. I mean, Bryce Jarvis actually looks kind of nasty. 99 velo, 95 break. He's 32, so we wouldn't have him long, but pitching clutch is 83. The K per 9, walk per 9 is not awesome. He hasn't pitched in the big leagues since 2024, where he was really good. 91 hit per 9? Like, this guy's got to be disgusting, right? Wishnowski? Nope. A lot of old names in here, but former Oakland A right here. He turned out to be absolutely nothing. But Bryce Jarvis, former first round pick, I mean, he just looks absolutely disgusting. And he's still getting better. Luke Baker is actually not a bad get for a Rule 5 draft pick. Position players, I'm just curious who's out here. Randy Arozarena out here. Oh, boy. Time to hang it up, buddy. Samad Taylor. Yeah, I mean, do we need Bryce Jarvis? No, but is he kind of disgusting? Absolutely. I think we should give him a shot, and if we have to, we cut him. It's fine. He looks absolutely disgusting. That was it. So, we will skip. Don't want to go too crazy. All right, so that's it for that. Let's get to our next contract decision on Dustin May. Caught my attention, but you haven't convinced me to sign, which is weird because you said you wanted 1 year, $6.2 million. And so I said, here's a contract for 1 year, $6.2 million. But apparently that wasn't enough to convince you by giving you exactly what you wanted. We're not going to sign we're not going to sign Austin Wells. It's just so bizarre. Okay. Like, I wish these numbers meant something. If you offer someone 1 year, like if you offer them what they asked for, they should want to sign. We're up to almost 80% now, so we'll offer them the exact same thing again. I don't think there's a lot of competition here. It does not indicate that there's anyone else looking for him. But there it is. How's our budget looking? We still have $32 million. This is unreal. I have no idea how we did this, but it's fantastic. Contract decision again. Maybe next time. Okay. Well, here we are. We're at next time. Taj Bradley, no thanks. Now we're at 85%. We're also at 51% on Bubic. So we will once again, all right, fine, we'll go up to 6.5. Will that get Dustin May? And Bubic is 32. I would be willing to go 2 years, yeah. And maybe 11 million. This signing will include a competitive balanced tax. This tax will also be deducted from your off-season budget. Okay. That would have been good to know earlier. Let's lock that in. We got a signing. It's Chris Bubic. The only thing that was missing was me signing with the Sox. I agree. So we get another big lefty out of the pen. Our bullpen's going to be absolutely unreal. It's going to terrify. Dustin May's up next. He signs. So here we are. Woo! What an offseason so far. We have Paul Skeens, Thorpe, and then 3 other guys out of these 3. It might be time to say goodbye to Bryce Wilson, but he's got 1 year left. We'll see how we go. Then we have Cade Smith, Chris Bubic, and Dustin May out of the pen. We have Kyle Teal, one of the best young catchers in the league. We got Tristan Casas at first, Villar at third, one of the best young infielders in the league. We got Jazz at second. We got Ellie at shortstop. Then in the outfield, we got a combination of Loperfido, Malloy, Roman Anthony, the number 1 prospect in all of baseball, Estuary Ruiz, Alec Thomas, and Rick Oliver. We are a really good team. Jose Quinhada wants to come to the team. No, thank you. We are almost completely out of money, but just out of curiosity, imagine we sign Devin Williams. Just pulling like a Rams and just taking every single good player that we can find. Oh, Murph. I would love to bring in Sean Murphy, but he is so bad right now. And I would feel bad sending him down to the minors. All right. I mean, we definitely don't need anything. Holy hell. Do we really bring in Yuki Matsui? No. I mean, I generally don't think we can afford anyone else because we do need to wrap up the $9.5 million that we have left in arbitration, which could go even higher. So we're going to go ahead and sim to arbitration. No more free agents. All right. I do want to make one move here. We're going to move Villar. We are going to actually have him be primary position, third base, secondary position, first base. Because last year he was good enough to be an all-star, but he got snubbed because he was listed at first base but playing third. So there's that. Another few days. All right, Henry Davis. They side with him. He gets $4.2 million for some unknown reason. Colson Montgomery gets 4.7. Alec Thomas gets 14.7. Well, now we can't. What? Alec Thomas does not deserve $14 million? What? What? That is wild. All right. All right, we're 2 weeks away from spring training. This may sound weird, but I want to clean up the roster a little bit. For example, we have 21 starting pitchers. We don't need that many. There's going to be some guys in here that I don't want to keep. So we will see. I'm just trying to think, who would it be? Like Owen White might actually be kind of nasty. Just a lot of guys who don't have a ton of experience. So maybe we'll wait now. Because a lot of these guys are really young. So yeah, I guess we'll hold off. I mean, this bullpen. Cade Smith, Bubich, Dustin May, Colin Pache, and Bryce Jarvis, who we get out of the Rule 5 draft, has 91 hit per nine and 83 clutch. It's absolutely filthy. Okay. So maybe we won't make any trades. A lot of these guys actually look pretty decent. Got Kyle Teal. I guess we could trade some catchers. Maybe do like, especially Henry Davis, maybe do like a Corey Lee or like Henry Davis Sussex trade. And then just get a couple prospects back. We're good at first. We're good at second. We're definitely good at third base. We have so much depth at short that we don't need. We have so much depth in the outfield, which is actually something we have been desperately looking for. Maybe we're fine. Maybe we're fine. We'll see if we just start to suck for whatever reason, we will make some trades because this team is way too good to not win a whole lot of games. No. Don't need any more free agents. Okay. As always, we will sim to the regular season because we don't really care about spring training. We are... Okay, there go the dogs. We are now the third ranked team in baseball. Number 1 in pitching, 9th in contact, 6th in power, 15th on defense, and 16th in speed. This may change because we do always have to adjust the lineups a little bit. But we got Skeen, Thorpe, Owen White. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We don't need 9 starters. We don't need 9 starters. Iriarte was not great. last year. So we will move him down to AAA. And Jerpy probably will not be good. I don't think he's quite ready yet. So we will also move him down to AAA. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so that's 6 starting pitchers. Then we have Cade Smith, Chris Bubich, Dustin May, Colin Pache, Jarvis. No. I want Gibbet at the majors, but it's already moved him to waivers. That we'll have Kyle Teal and apparently Edgar Caro and Henry Davis. We don't need 3 catchers, so Caro, Corey Lee will be in AAA. I guess we'll carry Henry Davis at the majors with Kyle Teal. Casas at first. Jazz at second. Villar at third. And then probably Brooks Baldwin. Yeah, does not need to be at the majors. Colson, Ellie. Then we got Loperfido, Malloy. No. Why? Why game? Malloy won at the majors, so we'll bring him back. Center fielders, so we'll have Roman Anthony. Roman Anthony needs to start in AAA. So I have Ruiz, Alec Thomas, Loperfido, Oliver, Brian Ramos, and then we'll probably bring up some other pitchers. But that's fine to get us started. It's just so frustrating the way the game moves players around. All right, so we now have a true ace, a true ace in Paul Skeens. Then Drew Thorpe. And then Noah Schultz. These guys are pretty much the exact same player. Owen White is untested. So it's going to be Bryce Wilson. But Owen White, Pache, Jarvis. We know we want Cade Smith closing. Dustin May, 69 stamina. Nice. He can be middle long relief. And then once everyone clears waivers, we'll be able to move some more players. But this is disgusting. If anyone scores runs against us, I'll be shocked. Our lineups. They went Jazz leading off. Unbelievable. Okay. Absolutely not. Ruiz is going to lead off now. 75 contact versus righties, 75 contact versus lefties. The discipline's not great, but he has 85 speed and 90 stealing. So we just need to get him on and get him to steal bags. Oliver will be next, and he will probably be our DH. And then we will have and then we'll have Ellie. Well, yeah. The vision is just so low, but then we'll have either Ellie, Tristan Casas, or Jazz Chisholm hitting third. Maybe Villar if he continues to excel. I mean, Kyle Teal also hit 21 homers last year. And then what are we missing? Right fielder will be Alec Thomas, I guess. And Loper Fido in left. Dude, this is a team to be excited about. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this season. Okay. Versus lefties. We'll have Ruiz. We'll have Ollie. Why would I have so stupid game? And then the problem is, I guess we don't have any big power versus lefties, but Villar hits lefties really well. I feel like I remember Kyle Teal hit lefties pretty well. But this is where we need actually, we should probably actually have Alec Thomas in center, even though his speed. Well, actually, do we want speed or reaction time? Start Alec Thomas in center, Ruiz in right, Loperfido in left, and there we go. So maybe we're a little weak versus lefties, especially because we have all lefties, but we're going to have some more players once people clear waivers. But there we go. That is the offseason. We are in prime position to make a run. So once again, wrapping up, we nab the 2 top free agents in the 2029 free agent market. Paul Skeens, we sign for $50 million a year. And Ellie De La Cruz, we signed for $32 million a year. We also add Chris Bubich and Dustin May to the bullpen. We extend Kyle Teal, who's quickly become one of the better catchers in the league. We sign him to a long-term deal. Barring injury, we are set to make one hell of a run to the playoffs and hopefully beyond. And that is going to start right now as we take opening days. What? Oh, okay. Got it. And that will start right now. Actually, hold up. Now that everyone has cleared waivers, let's bring Curry up and Mesa up and give it up. So now we have a really deep bullpen with, let's see, so let's move Dustin May to lawn relief. So we got Owen White, we got Dustin May for lawn relievers, we got Pache, Jarvis, Curry, and Gibbet, and then we got Marcelo Mesa, Bubich, and Smith. There's just no way that anyone scores a run on us, right? Just kidding. I like all the starters. We obviously can't move Jarvis. Marcelo Mesa is nasty. Gibbet. We want... So really, I think the odd man out is Curry, even though he's kind of middle of the pack. We'll move him down to AAA. And we can carry one more position player. Oh, right. Malloy. Yep. So we'll bring Malloy up. And then he will play versus lefties. Because he actually has some power versus lefties. Yeah. So he'll probably hit. Where do we put him, though? Maybe a cleanup, maybe fifth. Casas down here. Yes, yes. I guess we also have Colson Montgomery. He can hit lefties. But we'll rock with this for now. So Ruiz, Teal, Villar, Malloy, then Ellie, then Jazz, Casas, who they don't have good contact versus lefties, but they have good clutch. All right. Opening day of the 2030 season. Let's rock the City Connects. Are the Angels going to be in red too? No, they'll be in gray. Okay. City Connects. Get a home game. We got Paul Skeens on the mound. We got Ellie De La Cruz hitting third. Let's go. I'm fucking pumped. Opening day. We won the World Series, then we missed the playoffs. As an organization, we didn't turn around and say, okay, well, we have mostly the same players, so I guess, we'll just take another stab at it. Absolutely not. We went ahead and broke away from some of our aging players. We signed two of the biggest names in baseball, and we're ready to bring another world championship to the South Side. Paul Skeens coming out of his 2029 season with his best season to date, 3.1 ERA, 1.18 whip, strikeout rate close to 24%. And his first pitch as a Chicago White Sox is a fastball inside to Bryce Terrain. Now, this is no slouch of a team. The Angels just came off of a World Series appearance where they got swept by Milwaukee, but they would obviously be looking to head back. Speaking of heading back, Bryce Terrain is headed back to the dugout. That is a 3-pitch strikeout for Paul Skeens. And we have yet to see an Angels player even offer at a pitch.
Ball, that's outside.
Jeremy Pena finally did. Took the bat off the shoulder. And that one driven foul. Foul again, this time down at the first baseline. Let's see if we can raise his eye level, put him away with 100 plus, and we got him. 101, painted up and out. 2 batters and 2 Ks for Paul Skeens, wearing the red and black. Normally the black and white, but
Oh, that's inside.
the Angels coming off a World Series appearance.
1-1.
Something I never thought I would say. But they did. James Wood out in front of a 96-mile-an-hour sinker. Let's see if he can catch up to 101 plus. Ow! Makes good contact. Deep to center field, but Ruiz is there. Caught. And a clean, scoreless inning with 2 strikeouts for Paul Skeens in his first appearance on the mound here in Chicago. It's going to be Ruiz, Oliver, and our other new player, Ellie De La Cruz. Shane Bieber on the bump. How old is Shane Bieber? 34? Okay.
Ball, that's out.
And it will be Esteury Ruiz. I mean, what a player he's come to be. As he pops up the slider. Hanging slider. One you want to do damage with, but he's just come such a long way. Projected to hit 243. Rick Oliver expected to lead the way, hitting 290. It's not bad. No one projected to hit really 300 or above, but you always kind of hope they have one of those just like stellar seasons for someone where they break that magical 1-3 mark.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Just early on the changeup, absolutely painted. Ollie puts good wit on this one, high and deep out into left field, but it's going to die before the track. So that's 2 up and 2 down for Shane Bieber. And now it will be Ellie De La Cruz. And, you know, last year we bring in Casas. We think to ourselves, you know, we got 2 guys on the roster that should be hitting around or above 30 home runs a year. Now with the addition of Ellie, we now have 3 players that we would expect to hit at least 30 home runs a year. There's a chance that if Villar has a big breakout year, he's definitely capable of hitting that 20 to 30 home run mark. Like, we have what should be an electric offense this year. Unfortunately, stymied here in the first inning by Shane Bieber. Had some good contact, put the ball in play, but just couldn't get any of it to land in grass. And so now it is Paul Skeens coming up against the middle of the Angels order. Junior Caminero, first batter to go down on a slider. And I mean, with Paul Skeens, you just like, I feel like I could just throw a fastball down the middle, like every at bat, and maybe give up a run. Like maybe I'm just absolutely glazing right now, but that's just the feeling I get, you know? There's Ellie with some defense. Absolute cannon.
Got him.
And again, we decide to part ways with Garrett Hampson. He was on the cusp of truly just being too old to be an everyday starter. Offensively, he was hitting the ball well for us, but defensively regressing. And so we bring in someone, 7 years younger, who we signed for $10 million more, and can do all the things that Garrett Hampson could do and more. Tristan Casas, who we're hoping is going to have a bounce back year from last year, was injured in the early part of last season. And just overall had a down year offensively, even when he was on the field. So, you know, him and Jazz both. So hopefully both of them will kind of come around, get back into their good form, and carry us to another playoff berth. Casas fouls that one off. Count is even at 2-2. Shane Bieber proving to be tough, even at the age of 34. Casas fighting. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming in. That one's hit very hard out to right, over the right fielder's head. And Tristan Casas with like 4 speed is going to barely make it into second. But that one, an absolute rocket. 105 off the bat to right. And just hit too hard for the fielder to get a glove up. And that is a lead-off double. And that is just something I'm so excited about. We have to go against Ellie, then Tristan Casas, then Jazz Chisholm. That's just a lot of power to get through. Jazz is going to ground out, although he did hit the ball insanely hard. 106 off the bat. And then really our top prospect here, or what has been kind of our homegrown talent, Aldo De Villar. As you see, first round pick in the 2026 draft. Started as a rookie at 20 years old. Injured for 1 year, or like part of 1 year. But we're really looking for him to have that big breakout year. Hopefully surrounded by some incredible talent. He can, you know, learn from them and take that next leap. He has like 20, or not 20. He has like 95, 97 potential something. So definitely one of the highest potential players in the organization. And he works the walk against Shane Bieber. That was a lot of really close pitches he had to keep an eye on. But nothing challenging in the zone. And now we have 2 on for Kyle Teal, who is a guy that did take the leap. Just continues to get better and better every year. Broke 20 home runs. And there's the first one of the year! Kyle Teal with a monster shot, 455 feet. That is a 3-run shot for the White Sox. Gets us on the board early. And what are starting pitchers going to do against this lineup? You have 2 phenomenal contact hitters with great base running and speed. After that, it's power, Ellie De La Cruz. It's power, Tristan Casas. It's power, Jazz Chisholm. Then you have Villar. Then you have Teal. 2 of the youngest, like, most rapidly ascending players in the game right now. I cannot wait. Like, I want to play 162 games of the season just because I think this team is going to be so much fun to play with.
Ball 1.
Just unbelievably excited. In case you couldn't tell. Going into this offseason, you know, I said I wanted to make a splash. I wanted to make a big signing. I saw the names. I didn't honestly think that we had a chance to sign both Ellie De La Cruz and Paul Skeens. If it's fair, it's gone! It's fair! 387! Loperfido makes his first full season appearance as a Chicago White Sox, and he makes it a good one. Woohoo! That one just stayed fair, but just fair still counts. The lead is now 4. And Ruiz back up at the plate, and that one's going to land. Great effort, diving attempt down right. But Ruiz dusting his shoulders off.
Ball 1, no strike.
Shane Bieber with the slide step on the pitch. We know about the elite speed and stealing capabilities of Ruiz, and that one is going to get away from the first baseman. I believe Ryan Noda playing first for the Angels today. An error for Shane Bieber. Lucky that one didn't go into the dugout. But Ruiz is going to walk into second safely. And now a runner in scoring position for Ollie. And he sends this one out into right. Ruiz is going to try to come home. There's that great speed, and he is safe. Really close play at the plate. So the error from Shane Bieber really hurting the Angels as Ruiz got to take second and then managed to go second to home on a ball that got hit hard into right field, really not that far out of the infield. And just like that, we have jumped all over the Angels and have a 5-run lead. We're back up to the heart of our lineup, and Oliver is thrown out at second to end it. So Ellie will be our leadoff batter next, but it was Kyle Teal who got the party started with a 3-run home run, and then Loperfido with a solo shot. And now all the Angels have to do is score 5 runs against the most dominant pitcher in baseball. To be fair, they have hit Paul Skeens fairly hard. That's the second one we've seen deep out to center. I mean, you got to expect, I guess, right? Like, when you have 100 plus coming in and you make solid contact with it, that you would expect that the ball is going to get launched. Hard coming in, hard coming out. Pause. Pause. Hard going in, hard coming out. Of course, referring to the ball thrown by Paul Skeens. And it's hard coming out too. As I just said, Ryan Noda, 441 to dead center, gets a hanging sinker and absolutely blasts it to get them to get them 1 run closer to the comeback. Absolute no doubter. 441, 109 off the bat. Not in the worst spot, but left up just enough. And obviously right in the middle of the plate. Ryan Noda, not exactly a prodigious hitter, but made good enough contact.
1-1.
And Paul Skeens has given up his first run of the 2030 season.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Back to the top of the lineup with Bryce Terrain. Manages to get a piece. Skeens really nothing that he can throw away from righties, I guess, except for the sinker. That thing's, 5-6 inches below the zone, but Terrain takes a rip. But not before Ryan Noda had gotten a piece. That one just got good wood on a hard thrown baseball. Lots of jokes to be made with that sentence. And now Ellie De La Cruz, which what I think is just going to be one of the most dominant lineups this year in baseball. Although a ground out for Ellie as he hits that incredibly hard but directly into the ground. Good timing on the slider, but a ground out to first.
Ball inside.
Let's see what Casas can do. He had a double in his last at-bat. And this one's going all 4 bases. Another home run. Our third of the day. And the first for Tristan Casas in the 2030 season. Oh! MLB The Show 2025 is a very fun game. I'm having a blast. We've never had this much home run potential, and it's just, I don't think I could have more fun than I am right now. 3 home runs in 3 innings. Jazz flies out, back up to a 5-run lead. And I cannot wait to see what this team does this year. Back to back! Almost! Oh my God, we're gonna run out of fireworks in Chicago. Villar with a home run. Casas with a home run. Everyone's getting home runs. Someone pull old man Shane Bieber. His day is done. Caden Dana is up to the slaughter next. Oh my God, Kyle Teal. A pitch to drive. Launches it, but foul. What do we even got? 4-seam, slider, curve, changeup, cut. And that one rifled out to center. So Kyle Teal is going to get on base with 2 outs and a 6-run lead.
No, he's in there.
We might never have money in this organization again, but by God, we are going to fight for a World Series championship this year.
Ball 1.
Now Alec Thomas gets a piece at a pitch he should not have swung that fastball low and inside. Hits it fairly hard, but it's just a lazy fly ball to right. It was Tristan Casas and Aldo Villar, both with homers, and we now have a 6-run lead. We have 7 runs on 8 hits. And we still have Paul Skeens on the mound. He has given up the solo shot and has honestly gotten hit hard from time to time. But I'd be lying if I said I was worried about giving up the lead.
No balls, 2 strikes. 3.
Another strikeout for Skeens. Although not many today. Only his 4th. He's only averaging 1 an inning. Which seems kind of low. But It is what it is. Casas makes the grab, not known for his defense, but manages to make the play there and get his slow ass onto first. That's a clean inning for Skeens. And back up with the offense. Loperfido had a first at-bat home run. And this one shot into the gap and right. Are we just at batting practice right now? It sure seems like it. Joey Loperfido hit batting 1,000 through 2 at-bats here in the 2030 season. His first full season with Chicago, and I'm really excited about his prospects. Still has a lot of growing to do. Is going to hit, I think, 30 years old this year.
Hole one's the count.
And Estuary Ruiz is going to join the home run chase. I don't remember the last time, if ever, I've hit this many home runs in a game of MLB The Show. This is unreal. Ruiz only has like 50 power too. And we're just launching nukes all day, every day. If this is a sign of things to come for this team, we have put the league on notice today. .45 power. Slider just left hanging right down the middle of the plate. Oh my God! Another one! Oh! Oh my God! I think at this point, we're 1 or 2 players shy away from every single player in the lineup getting a home run. And Ruiz and Ollie go back to back. And so our 2 weakest hitters by power rating have just launched home runs. I think Ellie and Jazz are the only 2 players that have not hit a home run now. I mean, we get a hanging curveball.
Got him.
Ellie, still with his great speed, almost legs that one out. Good timing. We just can't get under and elevate it. Casas had a home run ball there. Fastball, again, just piped down the middle. What is this guy's home run per 9? 60. Can we go back, 2 back, 2 back?
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Not on that pitch. Unbelievable game of MLB The Show.
Inside.
Maybe with the athletics franchise, whenever I was doing PCI hitting, I think I had a couple games where I broke 20 runs, which is part of the reason why I went to timing-based hitting
2 strikes.
instead of PCI, just because I would have 2 or 3 games a year where I would break 20 runs, and it just didn't seem... It kind of took away the challenge a little bit. As Casas is going to lower his average from 1,000 to 750. No, I guess actually 66 after now going 2 for 3. Jazz 0 for 2 on the day. And he might have a home run. This one's high. This one's deep. This one's gone. Smoke him if you got him. 420 feet to right. Jazz joins the home run parade. 3 home runs this inning in our last 4 batters. We now have a 10 run lead on a team that was in the World Series last year. We are now going to see our third pitcher of the game, Samuel Aldegari. Oh my goodness. It looks like they have brought a lamb to the slaughter. 70 overall lefty. Although, to be fair, we do not have nearly of prodigious power and contact versus lefties as we do righties. So that could be, you know, kind of our kryptonite, is that we don't have the massive power versus lefties to hit however many home runs we've hit. I guess we're at 8 because everyone, I think, but Ellie has now hit a home run. So Villar, Jazz, Ruiz, Casas, Teal, Oliver, Loperfido. That's 7. Oh, yeah. Alec Thomas and Ellie De La Cruz are the only 2 players who have not hit a home run in this game. And right now, there's really no reason to beat around the bush with Paul Skeens. It's just got to be fastballs all the time. And force the Angels to get some offense going. They're going to get some here. That is a double for Kerry Carpenter. Casas reaching up, but can't bring it down. And then misplayed in right by Alec Thomas.
Nope, outside.
Allowed the runner to get on. I think maybe if there is, you know, a true weak point for the team, it's maybe our outfield defense, and then you never really know what's going to happen. You know, down the rotation. But again, like, with the way our offense is looking in game 1, you know, I got to think that we'll be one of, if not the best offense in the league. So even as long as our pitching staff can hang around like a 4-ish ERA, which is kind of basically just league average, I think we're, son of a bitch, I think we're going to do just fine. Aaron Shunk, I think used to be a White Sox, has taken Paul Skeens' yard. Did we miss? We missed. I said we needed to challenge them. We're doing it. And Paul Skeens unfortunately pays the price. That is his second home run and his third run of the game given up. This one an easy fly ball for Ruiz. Okay. But hey, Aaron Shunk may hit 15 home runs all year. He's very lucky that he gets one off of Paul Skeens. I'm not mad about it. We still have an 8-run lead.
Counts 1-0.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, for the stat line, it's not going to look great, but at the very least, Skeens has been incredibly efficient. So, you know, even if he goes, if he goes 8, giving up 3, still not bad. Just over a 3 ERA. All right, so one of only 2 White Sox to not homer today. He's not a particularly good one to do it. Not great contact versus lefties. And if they leave this Aldagiri guy out there long enough, we may pitch hit Alek Thomas from Malloy, who doesn't have like insane stats versus lefties, but he definitely has power. Defense would be lacking, but right now it's not an issue.
Ball that's outside.
So we'll see as Alek Thomas works the count to 2-2. The nice thing about Thomas is he does have that 89 vision, so he can stay in at-bats despite the weak contact rating. As we fight off that slider, thought it might have just got a piece of the zone, so we fight that off to protect. Can't protect there, though, out in front of the slider, away. Really good pitch, located extremely well. That is exactly where you want to put a slider if you're going to throw it. And Loperfido with another one. This one likely to score the runner from first as he head home is an RBI double for Loperfido. The lead extends. And there's just something that just seems so effortless about his swing that I just love. Now, Ruiz did not do it here on the first pitch, but typically he absolutely crushes lefties. Gets away with a fastball down the middle there. We just don't time it up really well. Oliver sends this one very high and deep out to left and gone. That is a 2-home run game for Rick Oliver, a guy who I think hit 12 last year and has 2 in a single game. Okay. Got way up there, hung up, just stayed fair, and just got enough. Not hard to hit home runs, to be fair, in this stadium. But that 9-mile-an-hour wind likely kept that ball fair. And Ellie again, a ground out, but he's actually going to manage to get this one as it's going to be an error on the third baseman. An E5 as he throws the first baseman off the bag. And of course, with Ellie's elite speed, absolutely no chance for the first baseman to come back and tag it. That's going to give a man on with 2 outs to Tristan Casas. Ellie goes for the steal, and I think we expect him to steal every time. Because if you've never heard of Ellie De La Cruz, the one thing that you probably should know is he is outrageously fast. As you see, he almost hit 21 miles an hour on the base paths.
Nope, outside.
And now Tristan Casas, 2 for 3 with a home run. Pretty good clutch rating of 72 is going to have a chance to extend our lead even more.
Safe.
A single could easily score Ellie with his speed. And he's going to go for third. I mean, that's a fastball down the middle. I know we want Ellie to take third, but again, he can go second to home easily enough. Won't get a chance. Casas goes down on another vicious lefty-lefty slider. But Rick Oliver still gave us another couple. We have 14 runs on 15 hits. Typically that means you have hit with runners in scoring position and you have hit home runs, I think, which sums up this game nicely. Paul Skeens only have 51 pitches.
Nope, that's a ball.
Through 5 complete innings. Has given up the 2 home runs. Has gotten hit hard from time to time. And on opening day, there's really no reason to just like ride him into the
3
dirt.
balls, no strikes.
But we do want him to, you know, face plenty of batters. I certainly will not push him over 100 pitches. I feel like that would be extreme. But definitely want him to get some reps. I'm not going to pull him just because we have an outrageous lead. There's no progressive fatigue in the game, so it's not like we'd be punished for that.
0-2.
And there we go. I would have liked a more electric start, you know, from Skeens. He only has 6 Ks in 5 2/3. Definitely would expect him to average more than a strikeout per inning. But
Ball.
all things considered, he's pitched very well.
That's a ball.
And for the first game of the year, you know, you could say shaking the rust off a little bit. Also just a pretty hitter-friendly stadium. But now has James Wood on the ropes. Count is 2-2.
Count's full.
And Wood takes a fastball away. I feel like if you're not throwing 102 to get the strikeout, what are you doing? Although this one gets hit very hard. Ruiz, running back, makes the catch on the track. And that is a clean 6th for Paul Skeens. And Jazz Chisholm at the plate. It's going to be Lucas Gilbreth. I can't remember if we had him on the Rockies franchise that we did, or if we had him here. No, it was from the Rockies franchise.
No balls.
Out in front, yep, too early on the slider away. Just can't sit back long enough on 84. And Jazz down in the count 1-2. One second. Apologies about that. I had to take a quick break. We're dog sitting right now, and I heard what sounded like a scuffle or a kerfuffle, if you will. Look it up. It's a real word, kerfuffle. Outside, and obviously, if we're dog sitting, I don't want dogs to be fighting, but we're locked back in. I gotta say, it's so refreshing to hit a home run with Villar. Out of the 3 seasons we've had with him, I think I've only managed to hit 1 or 2 home runs in user-controlled games with him. So it's nice to get one here. Although, it's going to be tough to get on one here. Down 0-2 in the count. and battling to stay alive against the veteran lefty. Maybe not. Second home run of the day for Villar. And our 9th home run of the day as a team. This has been one of the most unreal games I've ever played. Especially considering we're on timing-based hitting. I mean, Gilbreth had Villar on the ropes and just gave him a meatball right down the middle, 94, almost right down the heart of the plate.
Ball one.
And Villar, who we have hitting third, right? No, 6 against? Oh, right, because we started versus lefties. But versus lefties, in our lefty lineup, he is hitting third. He hits lefties really well, and you saw it there. So, a home run versus a righty and a lefty. Like I said, we already have some well-established big names. If guys like Villar can take that next step, if Teal can continue to improve year over year like he has, I mean, imagine four batters hitting 30-plus home runs. All right, attaboy, Alec Thomas, as we do in the South Side, taking shots. Gunned down at home plate. And there's going to be 2 on, only 1 out for Joey at Loperfido. 3 for 3 day, doubles, and a home run.
0-1.
Gets fooled on the splitter, though.
That's a ball.
Also, just want to note, this is, what, legend difficulty hitting? So, it's not like we're not legend. What is it? Hall of Fame. Legend pitching, Hall of Fame hitting. So, it's not like we're playing on the easy difficulty.
Ball 2. 2-2 to count.
But if we can come out and make a statement on opening day here in the 2030 season, that'd be great. Although Loperfido making a statement that he does not know how to lay off a high fastball. That one gets past him late and way out of the zone. Oh my God. Is that a 2 home run day for Ruiz? This one high, deep, and gone! 2 home runs for Estuary Ruiz. This one a 3-run shot. Ladies and gentlemen, pack your bags. Next stop, Pound Town. We have now, I think, hit double digits home runs as a team in a single game. This one barely makes it over the wall, but guess what? It still counts. His 2nd of the day. Our 2 players with the weakest power ratings have both hit 2 home runs today. Like, I don't know what's going on, but we got something special going on. A fastball grooved down the middle, 99 contact, and he did not miss. We have now scored 18 runs versus a World Series contender last year. Granted, they did get swept by the Brewers in the World Series, but we went out, we signed some big names, and we are here to make a statement. Okay, who is this guy and what is this slurve? The slurve is absolutely disgusting. Okay. Ollie times it up, but can't put it in play. And it finally gets at him. Dropped for strike 3, but to throw to first in time. And it is now a 2-home run day for Villar and Ruiz. We have a 15-run lead versus the Angels. And we still have Paul Skeens on the mound. Still cranking it at triple digits on the fastball. Junior Caminero goes down. Kerry Carpenter, one of only a few Angels bats to get a hit today. I know you see 3 runs. You might think that
No balls, 2 strikes.
Angels maybe have gotten some offense, but it's really just the 2 home runs that have gotten the Angels anything. 1 solo shot, 1 2-run shot, and that's been it. Third base umpire says he didn't go around.
3 and 2.
And now we're looking at a full count. Let's see if we can dot up a fastball high and inside on Carpenter. We do. And he gets a piece. Now let's go the opposite direction. Get a sinker low and away. And it's hit hard, fair. That's going to be a double. Are you going to throw the ball? You're not. We go to second. Kerry Carpenter gets to third. I push the button. We're just going to say he's confused out there. So that's not good. A 1-run triple given up. Or a 1-out triple.
Yeah. I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
Loperfido looking a little confused.
That's outside.
Maybe we should check to make sure he's not making bets, trying to get Angels back in this one.
3.
But that'll be tough to do after a Francisco Alvarez strikeout, only 7th of the day. Again, Skeens only averaging about 1K per inning. Bad by any means.
1 and 1.
But it's not exactly what you would expect from Paul Skeens.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Energy is starting to wane. Cranks triple digits past Doyle. And I don't see any need, like I said, no need to push him to the limit. We could go to like a Dustin May, who we haven't seen yet. We also signed Bryce Jarvis off the Rule 5 draft, who looks great. But what I'm really interested in is a guy that might be in a rotation. Owen White, he was a reliever. We transitioned him to a starter. He's 30 years old, 85 overall, and has not played in the big leagues for the past 2 years. And very, very limited time. We're going to see what he can do. He obviously, this is an extremely low leverage situation. But we're going to give him an opportunity to pitch in the 8th and the 9th. And Ellie finally has a hit. His weakest hit of the day, only 83 miles an hour off the bat. Just put right back up the middle. But we know Ellie. He's got speed. We expect him to steal.
Ball 1. That's ball 2.
But we might not have to. 2-0 count to Tristan Casas. Only 2 pitches away from a walk, although that one just catches the top of the zone. Casas shoots this one down the third base line. And I think we are going to send Ellie here.
Runner! That ball's foul.
I'm just really worried about Casas with his super slow speed. putting a ball on the ground and getting a double play. Staying alive. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming.
No, that's a ball. Take your base.
And we get a generous call from the umpire behind the plate. That is a take.
Ball, that's out.
And now Jazz. And Tim Herron cannot hit the strike zone. Maybe trying to pitch around some of these big bats, but none of them particularly good against lefties. Good slurve. He's able to bend that one front door strike for Herron. Now 2-2 to Jazz. And he goes down on the slurve away. As Villar, who is 2 for 3 with 2 home runs, comes up to the plate. His first one there, his second one there, showing he has power to both sides of the field. And a hanging slurve, just a little bit late on it. Could we get a 3-run home day? We do! Oh my God! He's 3 for 4! 3 home runs! Villar! That is double-digit home runs for the team. And Villar, is this his breakout year? He has like 95 potential, one of our highest. One of our highest rated potential players on the team. But has yet to have that true like elite talent year. But maybe this is the year. 3 home runs on opening day. Unreal. 97, middle of the plate, up in the zone. And Villard launched a nuke. Kyle Teal, 3 for 3 across the board. This has been probably the most insane day of hitting I've ever had on MLB The Show. Especially timing-based hitting. I don't think with timing-based hitting I've ever hit 20-plus home run or 20-plus runs. But on opening day, 21 runs. Paul Skeens had a great start. I don't even know what to think anymore. I did think about going to quick manage and just simulating, but I haven't had this much fun on the game in so long. I will take Angels batting practice all day. Especially after having such a disappointing year last year, I am ready to pour it on the league. And we will, for the first time, see Owen White. This is technically not his first time pitching ever in the big leagues. But as you see, it was 2 years ago where he only pitched 11 1/3, did not pitch particularly well. But now at the ripe old age of 30, we're going to give him an opportunity and see what he can do. Starts with a strike versus Aaron Schunk, who hit a 2-run home run. To get the Angels, I think, within 15 at the time. And that is a 3-pitch strikeout. I will say the only thing about Owen White I'm not a super fan of right now is this windup is incredibly long. I just imagine a lot of stolen bases against him. But that's why we have him in the long relief role. He seems very accurate so far. He's done a great job of hitting his spot. Or close to it with just about every pitch. Has decent velo, the fastball up at 94. He's an interesting guy. Obviously, as he's just now 30, he's probably not a long-term prospect for us.
Nope. 3 balls.
As he absolute dots a fastball that doesn't get the call. There is no reason to dance around with an 18-run lead. We're going to offer a challenge fastball, and White covering, taps the bag, gets out number 3, and that is a clean inning for Owen White. Kevin Ginkel? Okay. Whoa, low Perfido. Ugly swing at the slider, running in at the feet.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Doesn't take the bait that time. Kevin Ginkel at 35, still throwing 98 miles an hour. And 95 away. Perfido down in the count against the wily right-handed veteran on the bump. Got a pitch to take a rip at, but popped up. Right fielder camping under it. And there is out number 1 here in the 8th. Now up for Ruiz, having a 3-for-5 day with 2 home runs, which I might add is incredibly uncommon for him. Only 45 power versus lefties. I think just over 50 versus lefties. But when you hit it to the corner of the field here in the south side of Chicago, you do not need to hit it particularly far.
1-0.
Oliver has also had a 2-home run day. Also a guy who does not offer big power, but has just gotten really good clean contact and has done just enough to keep the fair. 1-1 count to him. And this one rifled out to right. And that one really close to a home run. Only 6.2 feet outside of the first base foul pole.
Ball, that's outside.
Hit 12 home runs last year, so it's not nothing.
3-2.
Really good eye there. Sinker absolutely dotted low and away.
Nope.
And a good eye there. Slider does not catch the zone. It's going to be a runner on for Ellie De La Cruz, who sadly in his White Sox debut is only 1-for-5. Gets a fastball right down the middle, but out in front. Pulls a foul, and that is out number 3. We're headed to the 9th. And it's going to be Owen White versus the Angels, down 18. You know what I just realized? Between Ellie and Jazz at second and short, we probably have the fastest infield in the league. All right, let's see what other pitches we got. We got a sweeper. Let's see what we can do with that. Maybe a little back foot action. Well done, sir.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And then a changeup away.
3.
Nice. Owen White making a case that he should not be stuck in the pen. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. If if one of our starters starts to struggle, he'll probably be the first guy I go to.
No balls, 2 strikes.
I'm just really impressed with his control more than anything.
Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
And we're hoping Junior Caminero is eventually going to offer one of these sliders.
Full count.
All right. We're going to offer the definition of a fastball slider. We're going to groove one right down the middle. Fouled away. And he watches one go right down the heart of the plate. What are you arguing with the umpire about? Unbelievable day here in opening day of our 2030 season. I expected us to be successful. I did not expect us to put up 21 runs on the Angels coming off a World Series bid. To be fair, the Angels pitching staff did not exactly challenge us. We got plenty of very hittable pitches. We did not miss. We gave up a couple home runs of our own. Just kind of goes to show you it does go both ways, but we had it. Aldo Villar wins player of the game, goes 3 for 4 with a 3 home run and 5 RBI day. Paul Skeens goes 7 deep, 4 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 3 earned runs. And this is the thing I just cannot get over. 3 home runs for Villar. Let's have a little Sesame Street moment. 3, Jazz with a home run. 4, Ruiz with 2. We're now up to 6. Casas makes 7. Teal makes 8. Ollie makes 10. And Loperfido makes 11. 11 home runs in 1 game for the team. The only person to not home run was Alec Thomas and Ellie De La Cruz. Ellie at least got a hit. Thomas did not. But what a day. 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 19 hits in total. Unreal. Now, what will this team do in simulation? I don't know. Obviously not this. Obviously not this. And we've been at it now for 2.5 hours, and that was, I want to end on a high note, but I want to go ahead and at least, sim through this first series, kind of get a feel for how the team's going to perform. Got to fix the minor league rosters. AAA with is 2 over. So let's see what we got going on there. So we got Iriarte, Jerpy, Mitre, Gonzalez, Taylor, Rodriguez, all in AAA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's probably fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 starters at AA. The rest at single A. Relievers, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably don't need 7. Let's get Derek Trout. He's only 25. We'll move him down to AA. Strange should be at Class A. Okay. And then all 3 of our closing pitchers are in AA. Okay. All right. So they have Caro, Corey Lee, and Sussick. Let's move Sussick down to AA. First baseman, second baseman, third baseman, and a shortstop. Do they need 3 shortstops? Probably not. But you never know who might get injured. There's no one that I think we would move down to single A. So I guess we will keep them. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 AAA outfielders. Anyone we would consider moving to single A? Dwayne Beckman, we could probably move to single A as he is 24, or Jose Franco, who is already regressing for some reason. He was a number 1, I think, or like a top 5 overall pick, but we found out he was injured, so that affected his potential. He always plays really well, and he could play in the majors like this, but with his potential, like he's probably just a first round bust, which really hurts. But we probably don't need 5 outfielders. Desmond Leonard, only 22 years old. I wish he had C or B potential. So maybe it'll be Dwayne Beckman. We will move him to Class A for now. Okay. Set the lineups for our minor leaguers. Who wants to DH for us? I don't know. We'll settle that later. Center field is going to be Roman Anthony, 100%. Braden Montgomery can play left. Catcher is going to be Caro. Third base will be Jacob, and then DH will just be whoever has the best hitting stats, which is Brooks Baldwin. Okay, I mean, no one has power, so it doesn't really matter what order they go in. That's all fine. All right, so we had Roman Anthony at center field, Merced in right, Braden Montgomery in left, catcher was Caro, DH was I guess we'll do Brooks. Well, Corey Lee hits lefties pretty well. And then third base was Ramier. Down at Double A, we will have Sussex catching and Franco playing center. Okay. Catcher is Sussex. Center field is Franco. All right, that all checks out. Let's see, AAA pitchers. So we'll have Mitre, Taylor, Gonzalez, Rodriguez, and Roberts. Not Roberts. Let's do Iriarte. Let's see. Who wants to be a closer? Xavier Curry gets to be closer. Unreal. Gus Farland setup, and then okay. Double A, McCarty, Castro, Diaz, Marks, Lugo. All of our closing pitchers on the back end. And that all checks out. Cool. All right. So our minor leagues are set. Just really want to see how the team works in simulation. And we have a moment here. We're actually down by 2. So after winning by almost 20 runs in game 1, we find ourselves shut out. The bases are loaded for Kyle Teal with 2 outs. And we will have to hit against Felix Bautista. All right, we know the game with Bautista. He throws absolute gas.
No.
We just have to lay off of it if it's on the edge. Hope that we get some close calls. Maybe he walks in a run. Son of a bitch. That's the exact opposite thing of what I said I wanted to do. So should be 3-0. It is 2-1. Could be worse, I guess. Beautiful splitter. We're out in front. It was an absolute dot anyway. Whew. 101 up on the black. Full count. And this one popped up in the air. That will not do the job. Game 2. Come back down to earth in a big way. Only 3 hits. Good pitching from Drew Thorpe. He goes 5 1/3. 5 hits, 4 Ks, 1 walk, only 2 earned. Only Oliver, Ellie, and Casas with a hit. Everyone else goes hitless. Got a couple walks in there. Only 5 strikeouts. So pretty clear we got the bat to the ball, but just couldn't get anything in play. Teddy Gilchrist got the win. Had an outrageous day. Goes 8 1/3, only allows 3 hits and 2 walks with only 4 Ks. So really just, we got contact. We just couldn't get the ball in play. So a real comeback down to earth moment for us. And we actually lose our first series. Okay. Let's go ahead and get through this Minnesota series. And then we'll stop there because I don't want to start on the Detroit series because we'll do scouting next stream. And we are on the verge of being swept. Not good. It is now the bottom of the 12th. We are down by a run. Alec Thomas having a good day at the plate, and he is trying to drive Ellie De La Cruz in. It's Jason Foley. And I mean, that's just a gift. Change up, only 88 right down the middle. Alec Thomas out in front. We might not get a better pitch. We do, actually. A slider right down the middle. High and deep. And even Ellie with his outrageous speed, we're not going to challenge that. Alec Thomas almost had a walk-off home run there. Brian Ramos, why are you in the game?
Ball one.
Why? Is Tristan Casas injured? Doesn't look like it. But we should probably have our best hitter. And there it is! The walk-off! Why were you on the bench? What is the CPU doing? I don't know. Oh, thank God we made that switch. Tristan Casas walks in and on his first pitch of the at-bat, blasts a 2-run nuke to give us the win. That said, I guess he was just having a day off because he was tired, but what are we doing, game? 1 for 1 with the home run. Gets us the win. 12 strikeouts today? That's not good. Paul Skeens has a second start, goes 7 2/3. No earned runs with 5 Ks. Marcelo Mesa comes in and pitches 4 with no earned. And Pache with no earned runs. Oh, they got a run in the 8th. So that had to be off Marcelo Mesa. He gave up 2 hits, but none of them were earned. Was there an error? We had 2 errors. So their 1 run in the 8th must have scored on an error. So great day pitching. And we walk it off, but wow. So we really only gave up 1 earned run in the 12th. Other than that, great pitching. Unfortunately, we're 2-4. Let's take a look at how the rest of the starts went. So Paul Skeens, through 2 starts, has 1 win, 13 Ks, sub-2 ERA, sub-1 whip. Amazing. Thorpe, decent. Noah Schultz, not good. Only pitched 4 innings with 4 Ks. Gave up 9 hits and 2 walks. Okay. Wow. Okay. Hagen Smith got absolutely shelled. Only pitched 4 1/3. 8 hits. No walks. And Bryce Wilson. Okay. Okay. We could use Dustin May as a starter if we need to, but he came in and got shelled. 2 2/3 with a 10 ERA and a 2.63 whip. So, like I said, we could run into some problems down the rotation, and it seems like we might. Obviously, this is a very, very small sample size. But it's a little concerning starting off 2-4 and having your pitching be absolute crap. The rest of the lineup looks pretty good. Ellie only hitting 115 through 26 ABs. Jazz only hitting 160 through 25. And Alec Thomas only hitting 167 through 24. But 2 home runs is very nice. So, Obviously, it's super early, but I had one of the most fun games I've ever played ever on MLB The Show. We're in 2030. We have one of the best teams in the league. We're expecting to make the playoffs, if not expecting to at least be in the World Series. But that is where this episode will end. Thank you so much. If you watched this one, I almost lost my voice because I kept screaming every time we just launched home run after home run. But again, had a blast. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this episode, hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed playing it. But if you did, I think that's worthy of a subscription or a like. Let me know. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the next one.